been trying to call. I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love. Maybe I'm going through a drought. You don't even have to do too much. I'm blinded by the lights. What do you mean I drive a Mercedes?
Whoa, you drive electric?
Hey Mercedes, play Blinding Lights.
Words really can't describe the moment when the lights go on, when they shout my name, when I go on stage. I feel it. I never thought my career would take off like this. I was just a German kid playing records at student nights, making music all day. And suddenly, it all changed. I was touring the world for like 4 years. A different city every night, living the dream. New York City, Lima, Sydney, Paris, Ibiza. But at some point, I needed a moment for myself. Life gets a little hectic sometimes, and it's easy to forget to take some time to just close your eyes and breathe for a moment. When I'm all by myself in peace and quiet, inspiration flows. Music's playing in my head, and I get back up.
There are monsters, 80 feet high, 400 tons of pure moving energy. I have to face them again and again. So I train. Losing energy to gain energy. There were hard times. Once, not only once. But energy never gets lost. My restless soul never lets me stay down for too long. This passion drives me forward. Every wave I ride, my goal is to find the barrel. When I'm surrounded by water, time literally stands still. In this moment, everything comes together. It fits perfectly. This is my favorite place on earth, in the midst of those monsters. It's that energy that drives me forward.
The now is important. But as a conductor, one must live in the future, the present, and the past simultaneously. You have to know what just happened, what happens now, and what will happen next. It is important to know the score and every part of it by heart. An orchestra is like a fine-tuned engine where each component contributes to the achievement of maximum perfection. Like an invisible bond, the music connects us. We melt into each other. We melt into the music. Although being united, everyone's still unique. I am floating in the moment, breathing in the music, and this is what I live for. I become aware of how ephemeral the moment that we have just created is. Everything we create exists in one moment. Afterwards, it is just a memory. It is better to be in the now.
So one word to describe the EQC. Relaxing. I would go with that. Yeah. Pretty chilled out.
Brilliance.
Smooth sailing. Sensible.
Unique. Powerful.
I think it's fantastic.
Amazing. One word that describes the EQC perfectly.
Familiar.
Very elegant.
Sporty, but at the same time elegant.
It's a supercar.
The one word that describes the EQC perfectly is innovation.
Super connected to everything. Everything that's going on is just happening in a millisecond.
Another word would be clean, I would say. Clean in emissions, clean in design, and clean in the contrast that it makes with the environment.
There's not one word that I can think of. There's one emotion that I can think of. It really puts a smile on your face.
It's just great. It's great. It's so good.
driving-wise, the comfort, the secure feeling is, for me, typical Mercedes.
Everything's so luxury, what it looks like. Well made, it looks good.
It's the highest standard.
It's fun driving, that's Mercedes.
That kind of hologram you see on the screen.
I've never seen that in a car before.
You can talk to the car.
Sound system's great.
For me as a DJ, it's very important to have a really good sound system.
The red light strip looks cool.
The lights in the front and the lights in the back.
It looks sexy.
Seeing the landscape and how smooth the ride was.
Wow, the greatest moment. I love the acceleration actually.
0 to 100 in less than 5 seconds.
408 horsepower, you can feel it.
So fast.
It was great racing. We just like, pow!
To go fast.
I was so impressed by the brakes.
Unbelievable how fast it stops.
It felt very, very safe.
How quickly it responds and moves, and the quietness of it.
Electric driving is the future and it's good for our environment.
It's a huge change in society.
There won't be any gas cars left.
I cannot wait to have one. Really.
A wise man once said, every act of creation is first an act of destruction.
As a child, I was experimenting a lot with my toys. After some while, I discovered the electric motor. From there, I started building my own kind of toys. Today, I'm happy that I'm living my dream. My name is Salman Rashid, and I am driven.
You actually killed electrical toy robots, RC cars, giant trucks even, to bring this one idea to life. Now, what's the idea?
The idea was to give people some unique way to transport themselves and look cool doing it. I build electric skateboards. That's what I do. I actually have a business. And I'm gonna take this to the next level.
Boys never grow up. Their toys just get bigger. And their playgrounds do too. Salman's inventive spirit is no coincidence because he lives on a huge playground.
Oslo is the main electric city in the whole world. It gives us a big opportunity to be a part of something big.
So with electric skateboarding, you literally connect with the spirit of the city.
I really feel like riding on some kind of spaceship. It feels energizing, relaxing, and heart-raising at the same time.
It's basically the same with my boards as with AQC. You feel the riding fun, the acceleration, the power, but at the same time, the ease of riding. We're standing at the beginning of a new driving feeling and the future of our mobility.
What is it that drives you?
You need the spark in your everyday life to get you going. The dream I'm following energizes me every day. Nothing is impossible if you tell yourself that more than enough times. My name is Salman Rashid, and I'm driven.
I think what makes the Open so special is tradition, basically, history. It just has a special look about it. It's different from any other majors. The last time it was a Porsche was a very long time ago, in the 50s. Faulkner won. The fact of being the first Italian to win the Open and to win a major championship obviously makes it extra special for me, but also for every Italian around the world. Obviously at the time you're very much in the moment and going through your routine and just playing the best golf that you can. When that last putt goes in, I think that there's a huge release of pressure. It's always a pretty tough moment to return any trophy, but especially one as special as this one with so much history. Obviously the goal is to try and get it back. It won't be easy, but I'll give it my best shot.
The EQC has 5 different driving modes. Some of them you know from other Mercedes models, like the Eco, the Comfort, and the Sport, and the Individual program. But in this car, it also has a max range mode. Of course, in an electric car, range is a key feature. So when you put the car in max range, it helps you to provide a sweet spot on your speeder. And that sweet spot helps you to get the most efficient driving style. You see the pedals behind the wheel here? In a traditional car, these pedals, they operate the gears in the car. You can switch up and down. In the EQC, there's no gearbox. So the pedals here, they can actually control your recuperation of the car. Have you ever heard about recuperation? Well, let me try and explain it to you. When I drive now down this mountain road and I take my foot off the gas pedal, the car rolls down the mountain So when I'm rolling down the mountain, the electric motor in the car converts kinetic energy into electrical energy, whereby the battery will be recharged. So when I use the brake pedal, then the recuperation performance even increases. The driver of the EQC, in this case me, can also influence the recuperation performance manually via the two shift pedals here on the steering wheel. The EQC has different recuperation levels from low to high recuperation performance. It means how much energy the car recuperates depends on which recuperation level I picked. So now I choose the gliding level. That means the car recuperates no energy at all. It just sails along, and this is perfect for cruising the highway. In the highest recuperation level, it's even possible for me to drive the car almost with just one foot, with one pedal. Releasing the foot off the acceleration pedal makes it steadily go slower and slower. And of course, this doesn't only recharge your battery, it also spares your brakes. That's good. Well, now I just want to get back in the most efficient way possible with the car. So I press the pedal, hold it, and put the car into Eco Assist. And it thinks for me. It's just so intelligent, this car. So I can just lean back and enjoy the ride. It'll take me home in the most efficient way. It'll tell me if I need a charging point or anything. I can just relax. Now, I've been experimenting a bit with all the driving modes in the EQC, and I highly recommend you to do the same, because there is a driving mode that fits every driver. You just have to figure it out. I must admit that at first I was kind of struggling with the idea of going completely electric. Where would I charge my car? What if the battery runs out of energy in the middle of the road? These were some of the questions that I was uncertain about. But the EQC actually comes with a load of services that eased my concerns. First of all, there's a breakdown service that is available around the clock and will assist you in case of an empty battery, for example. Due to remote vehicle diagnostics, they can offer quick help in case of such emergencies. An empty battery? Pretty unlikely. Just use Mercedes Me Charge. It offers access to a multitude of public charging stations from a variety of different operators without having to enter into a contract with every single one of them. So, one app, one contract, one invoice. Easy and transparent. In Europe, for example, you'll gain access to the high-performance charging infrastructure of Ionity. If you want to use the designated wall box to charge your EQC at home, Mercedes-Benz offers a professional installation service. So don't worry, you don't have to handle that yourself. In addition to these services, there is a comprehensive service package, which comprises 6 years of A and B services, which means the first small and bigger service interval is included. You see, Mercedes-Benz did not just build an electric car, but an environment of e-mobility services around it. So there's absolutely no reason to worry about maintaining your EQC and going completely electric.
When you listen carefully, sometimes there is so much silence that you can hear the whole world. Smell it. See it. Feel it. When you listen carefully, in every move, on every path, there's a memory. A forgotten dream. A thought from the past. There is freedom. A new beginning. A universal force in everything. When you listen carefully, you realize it's not just you who moves the world. It's the world that is moving you.
Even though the EQC has an impressive range, you will have to charge it at one point or another. Fortunately, charging the EQC is just as easy as fueling a regular car. Actually, even easier because you can do it at home. You can use your regular wall socket, but I would recommend using the wall box. This makes charging more comfortable and allows for much faster charging than the regular wall socket. As you can see, this LED light on the EQC switched from orange to a pulsating green. This indicates that the EQC is charging. Now, when I lock the car, the plug will also be locked, so the charging process cannot be interrupted by anyone but me. That's basically it. I can also use the Mercedes Me app to monitor the charging process of the car. It will actually notify me as soon as it's fully charged. Plus, I can see how far I can go with the current charging level, and I can use the application to set a takeoff time. It means the EQC will be perfectly pre-air conditioned while it's still plugged in. This will save much battery power for the road. The interior of the EQC is packed with some incredibly useful innovations. Let me show you which I like the most. So one thing I really like about the interior in here is the ambient light, because it's really affecting the entire look of the interior and also your personal mood. And the easiest way to adjust the ambient light is just to do this. Hey Mercedes,
How may I help you?
Change the ambient light to red. Look at
Okay,
this.
I'm changing the color.
There you go. Turns red. Cool, right? But there's more. Let's say I want to adjust my seat. I can do that via the menu using the touchscreen. But the crazy thing is that up here is a camera that detects my hand movement. So when I reach for the touchscreen, it enhances the size of the icon my finger is pointing at. And that is crazy. But that's not all. It also detects if the hand belongs to the driver or the passenger. So if I want to adjust my seat, it already knows that I'm in the driver's seat. So the EQC can differentiate between driver and passenger. And this is also important for another feature I really like, the V-pose. You can basically tell the EQC to do something by just shaping a V with your fingers in front of the screen like this. I taught it, for example, to navigate me home whenever I do this. And also your passenger can assign an individual action, like turning on your favorite radio station, for example. They might be just small features that don't really affect your driving, but smart functions like these make me feel like I'm driving the car of the future. First of all, you can literally get in touch with the car. This means you can use its screens, buttons and touchpad to give your commands to the car. With the Mercedes-Benz Linktronic, you can also talk to the EQC. Whether you want to change the temperature of the climate control, call someone with your connected mobile phone, navigate to a certain place, or whatever else comes to mind. It's all hands-free control of the EQC. Let me show you. Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Change the ambient light to red. Look at
Okay,
this.
I'm changing the color.
There you go. Another new and innovative way to interact with the EQC are gestures. For example, you can make some waving moves to operate the lamps in here. Or what I find even more impressive, you can use the V gesture for any command you want. That means you can customize the MBUX the way you want to. And how cool is that? And last but not least, you can use the touchpad to draw various commands and characters to interact with the system.
We love driving the EQC.
I'm so proud and honored to be able to drive one.
I love that it's so quiet inside.
Quiet and fast.
So fast.
It's beautiful.
This is the change toward the future.
This is how the future car looks.
Thank you, Mercedes. Can we go again, please?
What is the most important thing about a vehicle? That it reliably gets gets you from A to B, of course. At Mercedes-Benz EQ, we want more for you. Our goal is for you to have as little concern as possible. To ensure this, we are taking a different approach to services at Mercedes-Benz EQ. We now offer different service packages with the vehicle itself. This means that you can put together services such as maintenance, extended warranty, pickup and delivery service, or wear and tear repairs to your own individual all-round worry-free package right along with your vehicle purchase. That way, you don't have to take care of further services after purchase. What do the service packages include? During maintenance work, we thoroughly inspect your EQ, just like any other Mercedes-Benz vehicle. We check fluid levels, lights, brakes, tire pressure, and the function of the electrical components. Depending on the recommended interval, we replace the interior filter and brake fluid, helping to keep you safe on the road. The extended warranty covers your Mercedes-Benz EQ vehicle against unforeseen repair costs, even after the regular new vehicle warranty has expired. In combination with the standard battery certificate, you thus expand your warranty services. The pickup and delivery service is an offer that makes your workshop visits more comfortable than ever. We pick up your vehicle in a defined radius around the Mercedes-Benz EQ workshop and bring it back to you afterwards. We can collect the vehicle from your home, work, or anywhere else you choose. With the wear and tear repairs, we cover the replacement of wearing parts. This includes the windshield wipers and parts of the braking system, such as brake pads or brake discs. This helps you to better maintain the value of your vehicle. With the customized service packages, you and your Mercedes-Benz EQ will remain mobile for many years to come, so you don't need to worry and you can just enjoy your drive without any concerns.
Hi, I'm Felix Smith, and I came to Los Angeles to drive the new Mercedes-Benz EQC 400 4MATIC. It's the first of an entire series of all-electric innovations by the inventor of the car itself. I can't wait to drive it. Oh, it's amazing how you can silence this immensely loud city by just closing the door. And the best part is, it stays quiet after I turn on the engine. So, at first sight, I really love the interior of the EQC. But now, without daylight, I see a totally different side of the car. The ambient light completely changes the atmosphere in here, and I have 64 different colors to choose from. Of course, the color strength and brilliance of the big displays is also adjustable. The EQC is available in two different styling options. First of all, there's the standard equipment line. The first impression on any EQC is made by the striking LED strip lighting at the front above the radiator grille here. It forms one continuous element together with both headlamps. The special color proportion creates a visually reduced height of the car, so it looks more elegant and sporty. The athletic appearance is also strengthened by the wheels. They can be up to 21 inches large, and they flush with the outer lines of the body here. If you prefer a more sporty styling, the AMG line here is for you. The typical twin blade design on the radiator grille brings AMG genes to electric mobility. The jet wing on the front apron and the rear apron with a diffuser gives the EQC an even more dynamic appearance. And there is one truly extraordinary feature that you can have for the EQC, the iconic Mercedes-Benz star illuminated. Finally out in the streets of LA with this beautiful car. And you know, the first thing that strikes me is so quiet in here. I can't hear any traffic noise. I can't hear any car noise. There's even a special windscreen, which is a noise cancelling windscreen, so you can't hear any wind noise either. So no noises in here. It's so nice. There is many cool features of this car, but the first one I'll show you is this one. Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Play my LA tune. So first glance of the dashboard in here is that they cleaned everything up. There's almost no buttons. Instead, there's the big screen that you already know from other Mercedes models, like the A-Class, for example. But in here, of course, you don't need a rev counter. So instead, you get this energy consumption meter. And you can always see exactly how much energy you're using. And you can also see how much energy you're putting back into the car by recuperation. And I'll get back to that. So now I'm driving around LA traffic for the first time in my life, and I actually feel pretty safe. This car has an active braking assist, so up to speeds of 69 kilometers an hour or 43 miles per hour, this car will help me stop automatically if something happens in front of me. So this car's MBUX system, and the MBUX system, you can find that in other Mercedes as well, but because this is an EQ car, then there's a special EQ menu on the display help. And when you go into that one, you get all sorts of stuff about the electric car. And for example, you can find charging stations. There's consumption, how much energy you're using. There's the energy flow as well. Let's see here if I get the car moving. And now you can see the energy flowing around the car, how much I'm spending on the front wheels. There's nothing on the back wheels at the moment. So if I speed up a bit, then you can see the energy move to the back wheels. And that's a pretty cool gadget. So you can always see how the energy flows around in the car. And I like that. See, navigation in the EQC is pretty intelligent. It takes in a lot of info all the time. For instance, your driving style, your energy consumption, and the topography and traffic situation all the time. And if you need to charge your car, it will take that into consideration when it plans your route. And of course, if I need to enter a charging point and charge the car, it will always tell me that in good time and show me the direction to the charging point, which makes me feel pretty safe. Okay, let's talk about another cool feature of this car. It has gesture control. So I can teach the car that when I do this gesture, it will turn up the heat.
I'm setting the temperature on the driver's side to 21 degrees.
If I wanted to turn on the reading light in my side of the car, I can do like this. See? Oh, hold on, guys. Here's my friend Ben calling. Hold on. Hi, Ben.
Hey, man. Are you in town?
Yeah, I am.
That's great.
Where are you at?
Do you want to swing by?
Sure.
Oh, I'm downtown. I'm in my apartment. You want to come pick me up?
Yeah, I can be there in 2 minutes.
Awesome. I'll meet you down front.
Cool. See ya.
All right.
Yes. So where do you want to go?
Malibu Beach, man.
Sure.
Yeah, somebody gave me this flyer for a little surfing competition.
Yeah.
So I figured we could go out there, but there's no address on it. So lots of
just cool. There is an address on it.
What, that?
Yeah, those 3 words. Listen to this. Hey, Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Take me to what 3 words? Frog, sense, craft.
I am starting route guidance to Froxen's Craft.
What?
You never heard of What 3 Words?
No, that is so cool.
Well, it's an application that's been integrated into the Mercedes MBUX system. And the creators behind this application, they took the whole world and they placed a grid on it and divided it into squares, 3 times 3 meters.
Or 10 by 10 feet.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And each square has an individual address of 3 unique words.
So you don't have to put in a street number?
Nope. With this application, you don't have to search for a street number again.
Wow, that's great.
So Malibu is in the system. Should we go?
Yeah, let's go. Let's get out of the city. It's got some power under the hood, I see.
It does.
Yeah?
It's about 415 horsepower.
Wow.
From both electric engines. 760 Newton meters of torque. That's sports car fast.
Yeah, that's good.
It is.
Top speed. How fast can it go?
It has a locked top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
Which is about 110 miles per hour.
Yeah, it goes from 0 to 60 or 0 to 100, as we say in Europe, in 5.1 seconds, more or less.
5.1.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty fast.
Yeah. All right, so you know my wife.
Yeah?
Yeah, all she cares about is safety, obviously, with the baby on the way.
Yeah.
So tell me about the safety features on this car. What do we got?
You got your blind spot assist, you got your steering assist, you got your lane assist. Distronic, have you heard of it?
No. Distronic? Did you just make that up?
No.
Okay, what is that?
A bunch of German engineers made that up.
Okay.
But Distronics just help you keep distance to the car ahead of you all the time.
Oh.
It's a tailback management system.
So it'll just keep distance?
Always.
Wow, that's nice. I really like this upholstery. Is this standard upholstery?
It is the standard upholstery for the EQC. Can you see the grille around the cockpit?
Yeah, I noticed that. Well, what's the deal with the grill? What's that supposed to do?
It's supposed to make you feel more comfy.
Nice. And the vents, because that's totally different than any Mercedes I've ever seen. I mean,
they're unique for the EQC, so you won't find it in any other Mercedes.
That makes sense. That makes sense. They're very futuristic looking.
I think that's the point. There's the ocean, Ben.
Wow, we're already here. Man.
What 3 words took us to Malibu?
Nice. It's a shame we don't have more time. I'd love to hang out for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'll call you next week when I'm done with the car.
All right, sounds good.
Should I put you off for you?
Yeah, I think that's a competition right over there.
Okay, hold on.
What a place, huh?
Yeah, thanks for that.
Good to see you, man.
Good seeing you too.
Yeah. Well, Ben is on his way. I think this is a good time to just talk a bit about the exterior of the EQC. And let's just talk about the roofline. This is being an SUV. You can see they cleaned it up a bit. The roofline is going down the right places, so it makes it a bit more sporty to look at. Still a big car, though. And then, of course, there's the rims and the wheels. These rims are specific for the EQC. As you can see, they have the blue lines. They come again over here on the badge, both sides. And, of course, on the headlights here. Again, a unique feature for the EQC. You see the lights of the car starts from all the way down here and moves over the front of the car and all the way down here. The star behind glass here, well protected. Good, because there's electronics in here. And as you can see the grille, you can see in, and you can actually see into the engine bay. That's cool. And of course, it's the same with the tail lights down here. The LED lights go all the way across the back of the car. Really cool. EQC 400 badge, brand new. And of course, down here, something is missing. Exhaust pipes. This is because this car doesn't have a combustion engine. But I guess you already figured that out. Let's take it for a ride again.
Look at these roads, it's amazing. And it's perfect for the EQC. It has 2 powertrains, one in front, one in the back. It's 4-matic, 4-wheel drive. Driving around in Los Angeles traffic, I didn't need that much power. So the EQC only runs on the front motor of the car. Up here in the mountains, where the roads is a bit more demanding, I need both motors of the EQC. And when I use both motors, of course, I get more power, but I also get more traction from the car. It's all to reduce your power consumption and increase dynamism. Well, we talked a bit about recuperation earlier. Have you ever heard about recuperation? Well, let me try and explain it to you. When I drive now down this mountain road and I take my foot off the gas pedal, the car rolls down the mountain, and by rolling down the mountain, it puts the energy from my driving back into the car. You see the pedals behind the wheel here? In a traditional car, these pedals, they operate the gears in the car. You can switch up and down. In the EQC, there's no gearbox. So the pedals here, they can actually control your recuperation of the car. Now I put the EQC in sailing mode.
Sailing mode means the car recuperates no energy at all. It just glides or sails along. This is perfect for cruising the highway. In all other driving modes, the car recuperates energy in different levels. This means the car recuperates energy when you take your foot off the acceleration pedal. How much it recuperates depends on which of the 4 driving modes you picked. You could drive the car almost with just one foot with one pedal in the highest recuperation level. Releasing the foot off the acceleration pedal makes it steadily go slower and slower.
This means I put a lot of energy back into the car's battery and, of course, extend my range. This doesn't only recharge your battery, it also spares your brakes. That's good. The EQC has 5 different driving modes. Some of them you know from other Mercedes models, like the Eco, the Comfort, and the Sport, and the Individual program. But in this car, it also has a max range mode. And of course, it's kind of self-explanatory. The max range, when you put it in that, it tries to get as much range out of the car as possible. So for now, let me be honest with you. On these roads, I prefer the Sport mode, because it gives me a bit more power and traction, and it makes it even more fun to drive these mountain roads. Now, I'm on my way to the place I'm staying here in Los Angeles, and I want to go there and see if I can try and charge the car up a bit. There's a wall box there, and I want to see how it works. We'll be there shortly.
The EQC's battery has an overall capacity of 80 kilowatts. This is enough for about 280 miles or 450 kilometers of range. Right now, there's still 40% energy left in the car, but after all this driving pleasure, it's about time to recharge the EQC. The Mercedes-Benz wall box is the most comfortable way to recharge the EQC, as it charges 3 times quicker than your standard socket. Everything is safe and sound with this solution, as it will be mounted by Mercedes-Benz at your home. It of course comes with a cable, and if your family and friends want to charge their non-EQ electric car at your wall box, this works as well. You might know the Mercedes Me app already. For everybody who can't charge their car at home, this app will help you, as it also includes the Mercedes Me Charge service. This combines access and all billing services for public charging stations, so you don't have to have various cards and accounts for different providers. Just one solution for all of it? How clever is that? And furthermore, Mercedes Me Charge gives you access to Ionity's high-performance charging points all over Europe. At Ionity, you can recharge the EQC in just 40 minutes. Beautiful SUV. Nice features like MBUX, what 3 words, the clever navigation, a powerful acceleration, and a real pleasure to drive. Intelligent driving modes. EQ truly is an entire ecosystem which offers more than just cars. There are plenty of services included. For example, all A and B inspections are included for 4 years. In the unlikely case of a breakdown, Mercedes-Benz will pick you up wherever you are. Of course, the Mercedes Me app also covers various services for you and your electric Mercedes-Benz. It gives access to a multitude of public charging stations from a variety of different operators without having to enter into a contract with every single one of them. One app, one contract, one invoice. Easy and transparent. This really is the future of mobility. I'm not done with this car yet.
Here at Mercedes-Benz Safety, we engage in creative destruction. Unlike design and other areas, we have to destroy in order to learn. So safety at Mercedes-Benz has been going on for a long time, since 1959, long before I ever started here. In fact, we invented the first crash test. And over the years, with all of the different technological developments, Mercedes has always been at the forefront of making sure that we are a leader in safety technology for our customers. Every single one of our cars is developed to the highest safety standard, and the EQC is no different in that respect.
EQC is the first car which we launched in the new product line EQ. It's the beginning of a new area. Looking at a purely electric-driven car, there are some differences. Instead of a gasoline-powered engine, we do have an electric drivetrain, and so the so-called package situation is different. When we have developed the structure of the EQC, we have developed a special, let's call it frame, which supports the electrical units and provides similar crash kinematics like the gasoline-powered engines.
For one of our crash tests, which is one of the toughest real-life road scenarios, the car is accelerated by cables along a long track up to 64 kilometers an hour.
Anlage bereit.
It has a 40% overlap with another car in a head-on collision. And this is also how we tested the EQC under the harshest of conditions. For the EQC, there are lots of new innovations and also new challenges with electric mobility. But with the creativity of our engineers, it's been really exciting to find ways to make this car just as safe as all the rest of our Mercedes products, so that our whole transportation and mobility infrastructure in the future will be better for everyone.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad you've joined us here in Sweden. With the EQC, we intended this to be a new generation Mercedes. The future certainly will be defined by a full range of electric vehicles, the EQC being the first one.
The new EQC is a Mercedes through and through. It's got a very powerful 300 kilowatt performance and a large battery with 8 kilowatt hours and everything that you expect from a Mercedes. Top safety, quality, the ride and the drive.
With our new Mercedes-Benz EQC, our customer can use our MBUX.
Hey Mercedes, please have my car ready for 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
And the car will understand and do so.
Okay, I will have the car charged by 8 a.m.
So let's now witness the dawn of a new era for our company. This is the new Mercedes-Benz EQC.
It looks brilliant. It's like a proper Mercedes, and it's clean, it's silent, it's just as fast probably, and I'm already looking forward to driving one myself.
My name is Susie Wolf.
I'm a former Formula One test driver and racing driver. I loved speed, I loved adrenaline, I loved competition. I was wondering if I would feel any deficits compared to all the Mercedes-Benz cars that I'm used to driving. We're hearing so much about the EQ. So to actually experience it, how it drives on the road, there was no noise because all you can hear is the wind and the nature. You actually really learn to enjoy the silence in the car because it brings a relaxation and an extra enjoyment. Driving for me was also very eye-opening because all the expectations of what I would expect from a Mercedes on the road were even better in the EQ. Before I had driven this car, I'm not sure I would have said I absolutely need an EQ, but now having driven it, I absolutely need an EQ. It's a completely different experience of driving, but one that is really, really enjoyable. And so I'm very impressed and would really like an EQ. Who do I speak to get one?
It was a fantastic experience, an all-electric car from Mercedes-Benz on a racetrack in the heart of Zurich. If you'd asked me 3 years ago if that was possible, I probably would have said no way. But it was a reality and it felt like quite a special moment. And it just shows you, what to expect in the future. We're on the lake, something I think completely special what we're experiencing here. That's already a big historic moment. Completely different to what you would normally experience in a motorsport environment. And that's all because of the changing technology. The fact that these electric cars are quiet, and it just means that there's so much more possibilities. I was probably someone that if you'd asked me 3 years ago about all electric cars would have said, oh yeah, great, but that's not for me. I was definitely in that camp and I have been swayed, and that's coming from an ex-racing driver that loves speed and loves the emotion of driving in a car. But this is the way that the technology is heading, and I can absolutely say in all honesty that I'm completely with it, and I think you will see very quickly quite a big change in attitude towards electric cars.